Authorizing Officer Tuesday, tuning in for a quick update. I know I don't have to be here, but I'm gonna do the reading anyway, so I figured might as well be as clear as possible and enunciate what it is that's meant for me. I understand that there are certain flexibilities that I need to have, which I can accommodate given the right opportunity. The thing is, is determining what those opportunities are and if they are suitable for my background. And this is not about being a diva and getting as much as possible out of life regardless of its validity. So here, I'm just looking to establish the validity and getting and just setting the tone of my worth. So let's go with that. Let's just ride with that for a second so that I don't come off as needy and stumble upon my presentation in assessments. And what I've noticed here is in getting, the calls more frequently from recruiters, that it is the season for my personal assessment. The trend seems to show that companies don't hire at the end of the year. It is very, very, very rare of an exception that they hire at the very end of the year. What they do is they conduct the review process, candidacy, etc. But they don't hire until the first quarter of the year due to budgets. So there's no issue there. If we're looking to hire for positions at this point, it wouldn't be likely for seasonal, more like a minimum wage service type of jobs. So I'm just looking to find out what my divine panel expects out of both me and the world. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I just received a kind of like a bait and switch type of application process. Received a call this morning. Looked great. It wasn't ideal because it was contract, but the rate seemed to alleviate some of those tensions along with its terms. And once I got the call, we were reviewing through the process, and the rate was significantly lower and the terms were significantly reduced. In fact, let me go ahead and get a percentage on this, okay? So that I know for my sake, just because everyone looks at numbers, right? So why would it be so taboo for me to engage in the same behaviors? Okay, so let's see here. It was over 20% of a reduction in its pay rate there, which is crazy to me. It doesn't, 20% doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when you're looking at the continual investment, even within a shortened increment of time. So I was pretty disappointed with that. I've never seen that before. Established pay rates on multiple forums, and the offer being a certain maximum with them, which is crazy. It's just crazy. including the inputs by the actual recruiter. So I pulled some cards prior to engaging in the call, and the cards that spat out were confusing to me because everything looked clear cut, everything looked good on paper or digital paper, and but the cards kept telling me like nope, nope, nope. And I didn't read too far into it. I just thought, okay, let's jump in and see what it's like. Let's do this double dutch. And and so here, applying to certain positions, I realized I'm supposed to set the tone. I realized that I shouldn't sell myself short just to get my foot in the door. Do you know how many times I attempted to get my foot in the door and was successful? However, that foot in the door wasn't like, how do I put it? It was never meant to go further than that. So if we're looking at personal relationships, because everything reflects like relationship to relationship, it all affects, if not mirrors one another. So if I were dating or meeting someone, their intention was never to go any further than what their particular short-term needs were. We could have dolled up it in different ways and said it was this or that, or promised this or that. But I'm not interested in that anymore. Getting my foot in the door for a patterning of what the world is telling me is, you got to engage in a different way, a superior way, one that suits you, Tina. Because when anyone is looking at my resume, it's like hopping from here to there to this and this and this and this. And I thought that would be respected, that I am making an effort in going from here to here and accepting all of these contracts. And it's not. What their brain engages in is to be most brutal and exacting is, why were you a reject to so many? And even when their proposition is very similar, it's a double-edged sword, and one that I've come to learn that isn't very precise. So that's where I'm at. I want to know what these exceptions are in my career path. Examining my career path, its exceptions. At the moment, at least. On the left side, the recipient side, I have 2 of Pentacles in reverse. That is, things are balancing out, weighing out. But what it looks like sometimes, it could be a double dribble, a mistake on my behalf, if I were to misunderstand or not know the rules of which others play by. So there's that. Okay. Whereas, let me just reassert myself into that whole explanation, is if I opted out in accepting these temporary roles, perhaps, let's go with the route, perhaps it would be more respected that I am in the mode of waiting out for the proper opportunity for me, rather than being at the whims of and extending myself as lesser than. Let's go there, okay? So the Fool card is in reverse on the manifestation side. So it's like a brief up, 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 being a gatekeeper for myself. Like, this is my personal territory. You're taking up approximately, let's say, 50% of my waking hour, if not more. Okay. Yeah. So looking at that. Okay. So my divine panel. Let's go ahead and do an incense thing. Now that my clay thing is now. Okay. Now that my this is funny. My little project start thing. It looks so silly. I tried to. It looks so silly, but let me just get it straight. Hold on. It seems the concept is that it's silly because it should be so simple, but it's working with that material. It can be pretty unforgiving. So my my incense burner, and of course I would put this in a dish. Does it work? Yeah, so it works, right? And it's supposed to be like my lips. So that was fun. Let me go ahead and put it in something. Give me a second. Put it right here. And then we'll go from there. So, you know, I know that I was stressing about, oh, what will I be able to report to my parents, you know, the ones that sacrificed, you know, a lot for me and this and that. And if I really think about it, I'm a big girl. I can tell the truth. I don't have to lie. There are certain ways in which to address the ongoings of my life. And I don't need to hide. I don't need to feel ashamed, nor do I need to have people feel some kind of way about me. So let's establish that for a second. And let's have some of my coffee. You know, I've been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. And I've been up. And when we talked about starting something new, and the protection surrounding it, let's change the light. Okay, that feels more, I don't know. Let's see here. And the protection surrounding it. So 4 o'clock in the morning was kind of a first for me. Up and running, stayed up with my cat. I don't know what was up with the little dude, but you know, made sure that he felt appeased because I think he's getting a little sick or something. They're just a crazy, he had all kinds of energy. And so I stayed up with him, did some chores, did some stretching, had my breakfast, which was really weird, having meatball soup, leftover meatball soup, which is delicious still. Amazingly still delicious. And it was weird. Like, it wasn't that I was restless. I was just awake. So that's where I'm at right now. It's just fluctuating with what life presents me. And I think this is supposed to be the new vibe. Wake up early, get started, and I didn't even really have coffee. So this coffee is like all the way up to here right now. Very nice. Okay. So, let's examine my career path's exceptions at this time. What does my divine panel have to say about this? One film, my personal inbox. It's the priestess, the high priestess, in reverse, the 10 of cups, and the knight of wands. So, this is great to establish because it's like deep down, you know, Tina. Deep down, you are the sauce. What are pancakes without this sauce, right? I mean, pancakes are kind of like a fib for breakfast. You're basically having dessert for breakfast, some variation of it. Pancakes, crepes, waffles, however you want to, whatever you want to say, a donut. This is, this is just a fancy donut. It has its own glaze to it. And you determine how much glaze there is. So that's what the 100%, that's what they want to say. You determine how much glaze you want to put on the subject at hand. And this is, deep down, you know, nobody else can tell you. No job site with its tips and tricks or certain webinars and vlogs. They even your home unit, you know, those close and personal with you, they can't tell you what's best for you. They can give you a variation of their own opinion, because sometimes their opinions are fluctuating. They don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. But what you got in your shoes here is fulfillment. It's a 10 of cups. It is more than fulfillment. It's when you're happy, when mama's happy, everybody's happy. That's what that is here, following the high priestess. So you're good, Tina. I think deep down at core, the ones that care most about you really care about your happiness. So this is also being confidently driven. And creative in those endeavors. Like, you can have fun doing this, okay? You don't have to sit in this seat like this, what is it, like a casting call chair or couch, and feel that much pressure to deliver within those, within that slot of time, to convince someone that you are it. I think at this point, and even at base level, what people latch on to most is the chemistry. In fact, those are the people that you want to engage with. Those are the organizations that you want to engage with. That's like the, I wouldn't say the only qualifier, but one of the qualifiers to say, okay, let's move forward. What's the next question? We're looking at the chemistry, the natural chemistry of things, not the concoction of this and this makes this, the cookie cutter version of, let's say, bartending, or, you know, a chef has a more well-versed palate than that, and so they address it accordingly, and that's what they want to, that's what they want to do. What's up, doc? What's cooking? And that's really what we're looking at here, okay? Because that's what you're going to be engaging with primarily on a day-to-day basis, whether it's a hybrid office or 24 you know, full days in office. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. And again, when I conducted this little phone screening, I decided I was going to set the tone that I wasn't going to be the one that was absolutely in need. In fact, that's what the cards told me, to discern as you move along. Don't don't project yourself in a manner that is limited, that you are at the whims of a greater power. All we're doing is just matchmaking. This is kind of just like speed dating, okay? Not that I've done that before, but the idea surrounding it. It's not going to be a make or break. Why would you want to give someone that much power anyway? You are totally valid being in this forum, Tina. So, okay, let's look at this now. Okay, the exceptions, okay, to my career path. I don't want to be as detailed as to motion it as what is my career path, because it's really nobody's business to, and 100% it's not to tempt people to mess with that. So, I want to find out what the exceptions are. Let's look at the rule book here, okay? Okay. So the Hangman and the Magician. Oh, this goes hand in hand. Okay, because this Magician is presenting a washing machine. And of course, it's like, do you see this? So they're hanging up the line. Something about drawers. So it was, so basically the things that come onto plate, the positions that are, or the opportunities that are presented to you, are right up your alley. You see right here. Okay, so you can be objective. You can say this is a washing machine. This is a dryer. I'm very good at identifying certain resources. So you call it as it is, Tina. Okay, great. So if you move forward, you're still remaining objective, even if you land a certain opportunity or position. Okay, you're still being objective, even with others. Okay, especially with others. Okay, especially with others that make themselves comfortable within a realm of what we're looking at here in its most proper terms is equalizing power. Okay, so it's not just objective with the job, but also objective with others. And this is not like, oh, I have a tough exterior now, the world has done me wrong, etc., etc. This is more like, no, I have to protect myself, like my intellectual property, my investments. Of course I'm going to have certain terms, and it's not that complicated. I'm worth that. So whatever I have on the line isn't too big for my britches. Is that what that's what they're saying? That's what they wanted to say. So this is basically the development of britches and said relationships or, you know, possible opportunities. What they're showing me here is it being on a line is processing just like old school film from a camera. So whatever your snapshots are, they're going to develop as is, and you're going to see it develop yourself. Though this is actually an upgrade to it because it's out in the open. You know, it's what is obvious. They're saying what is obvious to you may not be obvious to others, but the core identity, the content of what is shown is very relatable to others from a distance. Like, oh, that is laundry being hung up to dry. So that's what they're showing me here. This is a tag team effort from start to finish. Okay. This is good. So I think what they're giving me is the vibe, the chemistry that I bring to the table. What are my ingredients, and how do I respond to the alchemy of others? This is good. This is good. I mean, this is 2 major arcana slung together, and it's 112. Okay. Okay, 112 is another angel number here. Okay. So prefix to the 12, the Hangman card, is 11. And that's usually justice. And right after the Magician is actually the High Priestess. So there is, whatever this thing is, this is exhibiting great judgment with its annexing neighbors, its immediate neighbors, as well as the shortened version of that spectrum from Magician to Hangman. This is wonderful. This is good. I don't think any other, this is, I think, the first time that I don't think I've seen other tarot readers or divination artists read in this manner. So I would say that I bring a lot to the table. Yeah, definitely. This is wonderful. Like, my divine panel is mentoring me and with such a superior curriculum in the ways of the sword. I can assure you, and I can bet anything on this, that I have not learned this through other people within my field, or even through books. I know this for a fact. This is, like, I just made history. And I mean, why would you underplay your accomplishments and achievements, especially if you discover them along path? Why would you cringe yourself so that others won't cringe at your being, your doing? So that's where we're at. And regardless of what numbers play out on this field, I am confident in my delivery. I know for a fact my divine panel motioned me to read in this manner, and that I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure no one else has read in this manner. I know for a fact I did not get this from any books or any other practitioner. I know this for a fact. Okay, all right. So, surprises up my sleeve. And this is not to say, like, I'm not bagging on anyone. I just know that I can bring whatever I bring to the table with such confidence as in its as-is capacity, that there is still yet more. I shouldn't have to feel bad about having pride in what I bring to the table. That's all there is to it. If anyone has any kind of way that they feel about that, then that's already explosive in its chemistry. That's already volatile. So why would I care to interest that, entertain that, or any variation of that? It's like, thank you. Moving on. Okay. So this is what kind of attitude they want me to bring to the table. And it looks like it's coming natural. So as long as I remain objective and when I engage with others, I am not sitting in the belief that I am lesser than. Because I think that's what people, entities, see. That's what they observe. All right. Anything else? Authorizing Officer Tuesday, what fell in my lap is the 7 of Pentacles. Just wait for it. You know, in this other application that I submitted that's direct, because I'm just I don't need to fall into the same traps as before. So when I say my rate is this, then it's going to stay steady at that, okay? Because if I look at the alternative of what I'm foregoing with my time invested in this here, which is so much more substantial of a moneymaker than what I would, than the quantity of pay invested in the day-to-day 9 to 5. I've done this before, and I'm great at it, and I'm still at it. If we're looking at the what I'm foregoing, that's a lot to downplay if I ask for any less or establish at any less. I think this is the realm where I'm no longer asking, I'm establishing it. And it's no harm, no foul if anyone wants to, you know, just bypass that. Let them get from the pickings of the lambs of, you know, lesser grade of inputs. Let them, you know, move on to having their needs met at a lesser degree of inputs and lesser background of comprehension and experience. Let them do that. It's fine. You know, everyone makes their own choices. So looking at establishing your worth, equalizing power, being patient, of course, and being objective. Love it. 4 down, solid. And that is the recipe for Tina entering into any discussion of opportunities. 100%. That's what they want me to. The more you take time to examine the looks of things and seeing what you can produce magically, even in your ways, in your methods, you can't back down from that, Tina. You are worth so much more. Okay? So let the chemistry speak for itself, and you don't have to shove your foot in the door. Okay? Those are people, those are the ones that will see your worth will already recognize it, and they're not going to want to mess up your shoes by, you know, having to force you to shove your foot in the door. Okay? They want you to walk. They want you to run. Okay? And whatever entity is presenting it to you on the other end, let's presume that they are so comfortable in their wealth and are very well advanced that they could be considered as a launching pad. Okay, so let's look at that. Okay, Page of Wands in reverse, the Emperor, Strength, and the Ace of Pentacles in reversal. Do you know how amazing this is? Like, after what we just said, oh my goodness. Page of Wands is something in reversal. Is something is about to strike. Something is like, this is a match that is about to get ignited. Something is about to start. And because of what I've already established, this is setting the tone. Like, this is the starter up. Something new, okay, in presentation. This is the big boss energy. You see the compilation of all of those units? And the mastery of coordinating those links to operate as a single entity, okay? That's strength exhibited. A long path, you see? Now we're right here. Talk about launching pad, right? This is all the gray area. There's 3, 6. Is that 6 right there? Yeah. So 6 steel wool representations of a launching pad up until here, which is a blue aqua. It's the, excuse me, it's the surfing table. It's a platform. It is the stage. You know, like, talk about, okay, so this is like 6 of Pentacles. This is reciprocity within your engagements, strengthening not just your we're not looking at just reputation. We're looking at strengthening of self, skills, assets, you know, soft and hard skills. We're looking at the compilation and then getting to here, almost riding like a skateboard, with ease. So, of course, tricks, not up your sleeves, but up your up yours. That's basically what they're saying. Yeah. I was going to say up your pants, but that they said just stop it. It's up yours. With such confidence, because like nobody can tell you anything. But like 6 and then the 7th pentacle, just wait for it. You are building. You are not just building your life. You're building the stage. You're building your own platform. This is amazing. Just wait for it, and then you're gonna see yourself practice and evolve. And this is a huge investment from the divine, the ultimate divine. Primarily what this was showing me was that the big bosses understand my energy. And they see my level of mastery. And this is not to say that, oh, there's nothing left to learn for Tina. This is like whatever this investment is, it's projected to grow. Like I am already a launching pad at that. So we don't have to teach Tina this or this or this. She's already got those major aspects on lock. The things that are not quite teachable, she's got it. The rest is teachable, if not already known. So this is a big investment, okay? This is washing the plate after, like cleaning the slate, and then popping it on the dish rack or the dishwasher, whatever variation you have of a dish rack, to let it dry before the next serving. So I am very well prepared for that type of investment. I'm set up for that. This is wonderful. Something is about to start. And so there's no exceptions on this one. That's what they're showing. Let me just, I think the exception is the realm of patience and stipulations, dependencies on those 4 things that we talked about. So let's run them through again. That is patience, equalizing power, what else? Being objective, and what was that primary? What was that first one? Patience, being objective, equalizing power, and knowing what you bring to, establishing what you bring to the table. Okay, so I'm good with that. That's the exception that produces this for me. Okay, this is wonderful. Okay. Oh, by the way, I've been doing some cleaning and housekeeping and organizing, and I really, really appreciate the resources and the providers that have come through in order to make that happen during my transitions. I really, really appreciate it. And so if they are not seeing me visible here energetically, I'd like to pass on that thank you. That it it made my life incredibly easier, based on the whatever gesture it was. Yeah, so I can move on to the next step. I don't have to continue the cycles of sourcing in order to get to a place like the next step. So I appreciate that, you and your generosity. I really do. So I have 10 of Swords in reverse here and the Knight of Cups there. This is wonderful. This is already rocket fuel. This is the vibe of external parties being very receptive and within admiration, so much so as to let's spend time. Let's like let's have a little bonding time. Like this is bonding time. The desire to bond. And this is the Phoenix energy. If anybody knows, like 10 of Swords here, yeah, it's almost like the scapegoat, the one that was built to receive the 10 of Swords. So this is someone that's this is like the origin story. Okay. It's like you're almost cut out to receive all these things. But little did we know, plot twist is the reason why this is not like victimization, especially when it's upturned into its correct state, its most fertile state, being the Phoenix energy. Now it kind of looks like a peacock. So the reason why the universes have positioned this energetic like so is it was built for it, but it's like enough's enough already. There's only so many pins that can that this cushion can take, and so this is kind of throwing the tomato back at the world, almost like the main ingredient. You know what? You were missing out on this main ingredient. You know how much tomatoes cover, and the small percentage of people that don't like tomatoes have an aversion to it. I don't know. Maybe the texture. I don't know. Like they like. Well, I think my brother-in-law. He doesn't like tomatoes, but he likes ketchup. He's okay with ketchup. So we all have our little quirks here and there. And so this is throwing the tomato back into the world. And it's like, for me, I feel like you can never have too many tomatoes. There's so much that can be made out of it. Like it is really the main ingredient. Whether it moves across not just time, but also cultures and preferences. Like, you know, you can have Mediterranean food, Mexican food, you know, Italian food, American food. Like everyone wants the tomato, except when you're on stage and just getting the brunt of people thinking that you're just a potato. Does that make sense? Like just a tomato equals a potato, that type of energy, just a vegetable, right? Just sitting there. So this is wonderful. This is great. This is advancement within like the good vibes. Like singularly speaking, you're feeling good. You're doing good. You're feeling good. Everything's good here. Okay. You're rising. And then here, this is also the acknowledgement of others wanting to celebrate with you. And this isn't, this is not a high level of commitment. This is just keeping things lighthearted. But it's also committed on a level like nobody's going to, what is it, of the meetup. So this is, if we saw it in reversal, then there's an opportunity to be stood up. But here, this is the living flesh. This is something that's actually well celebrated. You are getting responses. You are getting reciprocation in your communications. And it's not saying that this establishes this, but this is complementary. So this, you can still be this, Tina, and we're all good here. But this is just kind of like the one-up energy and the nice to have. And I wouldn't say that this is, I mean, this is for the soul, it's a need to have after being in this position. But I think organically it just happens. This is something that just is a hallmark. So yeah, that's what they're saying. Okay, so the exceptions, we've already established that. It's very simple. It's energy. You're there if you're there, and if you're not, then it's not, oh well, it's, you know, you're gonna get there, Tina. But what this shows me is that I'm already there. With the simple acts of today and the gravitational pull of all the newness energy, starting from, you know, that clay piece that I just made, to waking up at 4 o'clock, like at random, and just starting my day without, like, it was so positive. I got to relax with and spend time, quality time with my cat. And you know, when you tune into other sentience that is ordinarily dismissed, if not despised, or uh, you learn so much. You learn so much about tuning into reading the environment. You know, our companions, our pets, I guess some people wouldn't call them pets, but you know, like dogs, cats, or any variation of that, they can see and sense things that we can't. So why would you, by default, degrade their abilities to find mentorship in the experience of sharing time together? So it's wonderful. It's very, very good. Okay, anything else that you want to say on my career path and its exceptions? I said exemptions for Authorizing Officer Tuesday. Okay, what opened up to the Seven of Wands in reversal, and then something's peeking out. It's the top of the deck. The Chariot card. Okay, so this is good. So this is, again, 100%. This is not quite a humbling, but this is being singled out. Again, from, I think it's the Versailles, or is it Versailles Tarot. How it's represented is three and Three of Wands, like 3 X's. Three of Wands. So that's 6 of Wands. And I'm not... People think I'm doing math, like I'm trying to figure out what's 3 plus 3 is. No, but I'm looking at the visualization of it. So 6 of Wands, I'm trying to teach. So 6 of Wands is the victory card with the Ace one right in front of it. So it's like what you bring to the table, Tina. And so if it's in reversal, it's so this would be having the upper hand, right? Spick and span, clean, clear, etc. A lot of hard work involved. But this is like, oh, this is a compilation of efforts that get you to this place. But then here, it's like you're singled out, Tina. What you bring to the table is driving you forward, right? So then what's opened up to that is the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. So this is after much deliberation on an experiential level. This is through a lot of conflict and moving past it. Finding your sweet spot, your safe space. Yeah, that's what they're saying. So you've got a good handle on not just your toothbrush, your but and that of others, but you're well off on your way. Yeah, see, 10 of Pentacles in reversal, like very much seated in your efforts, in your experience, Tina. And so bottom of the deck is the Empress. I thought I got a hold of that, like a glimpse of it, but I don't know. Like when you glaze over an image, that's I still saw the Empress, but it could have very well said something else. I don't know. So under that rock, secret to my sauce, I've already got the energetics. See, recipes for success. Holy smokes. That's crazy. That's crazy. She's about to bake something. This is so cool. I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to put that down right there. I'm going to put the other one down here. And I'm going to do my 3 takeaways as the Empress, because I think this is quite obvious on moving forward. In fact, if you're going to look at these cans, not the cannots, you got risk, gain, and there's things that are cut off here, so you can't really see it. This is wonderful. So sometimes, like when I'm entering in my rate, I'm like, I do my research a little bit, and I don't do the formula like, well, I'll just do it like the negotiation, like the prefix of the negotiation. I used to apply in that manner, but then it's just like there's so much out there, like people are doing the same thing, so I might as well just be objective and stand on my own and see how it is that I want to present myself. And that way you reduce the amount of fluff and incongruencies in that matchup. You know what I mean? Like when you enter into a certain investment, the ideal is that no one gets the short end of the stick, that all are equal. And so that's what we're looking at here. And this is also a determination. So prefix to this in determining rates, doing what everybody else is, like the impression, the energetic, bringing it forward that, well, I'm not going to get the short end of the stick. I'm going to make sure that I get, the largest stick. Here, it's fair. It's, we would not like for anyone to get the short end of the stick. We want equal relationships. And so we're going to present that accordingly. Okay. I know that with this is always said, or how do I say it? That organizations will not pay you what your true worth is, because they're looking to advance. If they could hire, like, why would they want to kind of, what is it? The business is to make money. I totally understand that. However, my presentation of inputs how do I say it, is so much more substantial, looking at what we talked about on foregoing what I can make doing, engaging in another opportunity. So, yeah, I think we said it in many ways, but let's go ahead and get, what is my first takeaway, my divine panel. Okay, several here. 5 of Cups in reverse and 8 of Swords. So you stay put, Tina. You establish your rights to forego certain opportunities. It's a proper goodbye. That's it. That's it. That's all, folks. You stay pretty much put, stubborn in that. Independent. You see, right there. Okay, that's my first takeaway. So examining these exceptions, it's more of an energetic that is the qualifier to produce the desired outcome. Yeah. Okay. So my second takeaway, 7 of Swords in reverse. Again, no BS. This is kind of like a little wild, because to have 2 swords and like dagger them in is very much like slaying something. You see? That's an upright. This is slaying what other people have to say about what your inputs are, or what your possibilities are. These are energetics at a group level that believe that they have the upper hand based on their own experiences in life. However, if you were to pull apart this living document of supposed tribal knowledge, they could not stand on their own. Number one, they would be at war with each other, because like everybody wants the upper hand, though the remaining swords are a quantity of 5. So how are you going to divide that between the 3? Someone's going to get the short end of the stick, right? So what they do is they put all their knives on the table and they say, this is what we got. We've got 5 swords. We've got the upper hand as a group unit. So whatever we say goes, etc. So this is like the old world dying. This is 7 of swords in revert, in upright is deceit. It's BS, right? So Tina, looking at that red skirt and the Empress here, it's like, okay, you took your coat off. You're ready to get some things done. And you realize what the environment and case is also. So you don't control everything, Tina. But one thing you know for sure is that you're not going to bring that to the table. You're not going to deny that the world exists with this type of energy. What you're going to do is you're going to stand on your own. Okay, it's very noticeable. For some that do not like change, it can come off as combative. It can come off as perhaps non-compliant. However, frowning upon this energy should not ding you. Of I think I was the reason I was let go for one position was that it didn't look like that I enjoyed being there anymore. And I said, oh, so how? You're just not smiling anymore as much. You're not saying hello as much. You know how much of like how what is it, wrongful termination? That's crazy, right? And so frowning upon this type of energy shouldn't compromise you, Tina. And in fact, if it ever does, you know that there was BS all along, and overall that this is non-compliant to an organization's mission statement, right? So you're standing correct on that, okay? And again, we're looking at overall opportunities. We're not just isolating that organization or this organization. It's an energetic. So whatever your opportunities are along your career path, just know that you're going to engage properly. You're going to set the tone, and it is more than fair. It is actually more of a rarity than anything in this day and age. So I'm going to get a clarity card for that just because I can. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. No lacking. No remorse, no lacking. This is abundance mindset at its core level. This is lack mindset, and this is being absolutely resourceful. So the beginnings, the inner workings, the grassroots of abundance mindset. I love it. It's good. See, my divine panel is so on point. And if you don't know who is on my divine panel, if you are new here, just so you know who it is that I look to for guidance, and those that have opted in and or designated to assist me and guide me along. We have Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Kali, Freya, Hecate, Anubis, Thoth, and who's the 8th one? Oh gosh. I usually call them out. Okay, so there's Anubis, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Hecate, Goddess Kali, Freya. Oh gosh. Thoth. And there's an 8th one. Oh, forgive me. Athena, the warrior spirit for sure. So Athena, like, I think took a backseat or is assisting me with other matters of justice. So she has taken leave to work out on the field for me, for the greatest good. So those are the energetics that are guiding me at this time, and how wonderful that is. that I don't have to express anger or resentment or any ill feeling, because my divine panel is already looking out for me, and they recognize that I'm already at the level of a state of non-reaction, but rather in a mode of reciprocity. Those are my investments. And so they have taught me well. This is so good. Okay, my third takeaway, please. Okay, is the Page of Swords, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, or the Hermit card, and the Ten of Wands in reverse. So again, this is the learner, and you could be, again, we talked about this. This is the intern. It doesn't necessarily mean the rookie, because anybody can enter into a learning opportunity. So this is learn as you go. But this is also it's holding a pair of scissors, like knowing what to truly invest in. So like, okay, I sew every now and then. But when you have to you have to select your fabric, know how much you want. You get into the line of the cutting table, and then they measure it out for you. And it's like, once you cut it, you're basically committed to it. You can always opt out, but it's like the roll, the side eye, the rolling eyes, etc. Especially with also your investment in standing in line and, investing in the planning process. So this is already, this is a level of commitment in which you want to be invested in, not just thrown to the wolves, but this requires forethought. And then thoughtfulness, mindfulness at that. So that's my third takeaway. Like, I'm allowed to make boo-boos, basically. In this, anyone is allowed to make boo-boos in this position. It's a learning opportunity. And the path to success also entails some realm of failure. And sometimes we have accumulated failures in the past so that there's a clear path ahead. So we're just like, oh, notification. Yeah, I remember you. Notification. Oh, yeah. Okay. I know how to address that, etc. So it's wonderful because the Queen of Pentacles is in disguise here. It's, that's what, your previous investments of, notes of failure and lack of reciprocity, you bring that to the table already in your learning opportunity. So you're already advanced. That's basically your launching pad here, like jumping on the couch, oh my gosh, for sure. Like, not only were you subject to it, but your whole family was. So that's wonderful. We also have the Fool card right here. I've already taken that leap of faith here in what I'm doing and as I move along. So much so that the dog, in the Fool card is like wanting to do that trick too. The vehicle is already there. So the Hermit card is also about self-care. It's about retreat. Oh my gosh, look, let me show you something. Oh, this is Four of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know. It looked like 5 in cursive to me, but it didn't register. I just accepted it as 5 of Pentacles. But all the same, especially when you stand on your own, Tina, on the second takeaway. So 4 of Pentacles in reverse is like not having to micromanage anything. It's being invested, but knowing how to ratio out what your investments are. So knowing that you don't control everything, but you're still involved, you're still invested. You still can make a difference, okay? So yeah. So Queen of Pentacles in reverse, okay. But Lloyd, that's what I wanted to show you, the relative. So this is in total, I didn't lose it. It's 5 of Pentacles here because they're back to back in the delivery of takeaways. So this is the 5th pentacle. You see what I'm talking about? And okay, that's how, how they showed me this? Because the shoe here, the shoe fits. It's correct. I love it. Okay. All right. So Page of Swords. Okay. And then, so this is about self-care. This is about retreat. this is the dark night of the soul, and like knowing what's best for you on a daily, on a regular, like, this is, I mean, at core energetic spiritual practitioner level, 6454 was on the clock. You have to basically baptize yourself, like wash away the sins of the world, whether it's your inputs or anyone else's inputs. Like you have to cleanse yourself, cleanse your temple of that energetic. This is self-care. It is preventative care, so that we don't have to go into damage control. So there's two different, at like basic level, there's two umbrellas of the dark night of the soul. There's preventative care, in which you conduct yourself accordingly, and then like the routine maintenance, and then there's like damage control, like, oh shiz, the tower just hit, big decision has been made and now I have to adjust. So this is the lighter, like lighthearted vibe of it. And so when we're looking at the externals and the Knight of Cups, driving back to that, like from that Phoenix energy and attracting that kind of admiration, and energetic. Gosh, what were we saying about that? Phoenix. Oh, this is also the tinge, and at primary level of romancing your life. So this is like the manifesto version, origin story, moving, you know, origin story as a launching pad and just moving forward. 10 of Wands in reverse. It's dropping the, like, you have the absolute know-how. We talked about this card on your resources and how to apply them, how to apply pressure, and saying like, ta-da, this is what I can do. This is, we're not being show dogs unless we're paid for the show, basically. So ratio out your inputs, but this is not being like a show off here, nor biting off more than, this is not biting off more than you can chew, but this is like having a lot on your plate. So this is for the realm of self-care. Like this is a greater investment than doing like all of this. So this is monitoring your investments, Tina. This is not having to take on everything on your shoulder. And this is also at the very, very basic level. If we're just meeting people, this is like not having to be very, like, this is just keeping things light, 100%. I love it. Authorizing Officer Tuesday, you never let me down, because my divine panel is here, ready to assist. I love it. So this thing just ended here. You see? See, I tried to model it after my own lips. It was so difficult using like this freaking butter knife. But it's because like the regular level, like you have to look at it on its 3D sense. So I have a bigger lip on the top than on the bottom. And so you can't just like motion it like on a 2D platform where the big lip, so it just didn't look right. So you have to puff it out, like, and I just didn't get like all of that done. Like I told you, this clay is very underestimated. Like sculpting is very underestimated in its craft, in its artistry. So there's a craft and there's an artistry, and that's two different realms of like of checkpoints to cover. Like that's a lot. So this is wonderful. Starting something new. I mean, this is expedited. This is like courier service, same day energy, and that's something, that's a blessing already in itself. This is. And it's not 100%, it's not even like ripping off the Band-Aid. This is the energetic where it's like, you are supporting the communications and therefore the delivery, the intent of a chief in an organization, whether that be externally or yourself. So you want communications to be secured, and timely as possible. So it looks like we got those bases covered. I love it. I love it. Authorizing Officer Tuesday for Tina. This is wonderful. I feel so much better. Even just by the sheer contrast of how I conducted myself in this prefix assessment compared to the last opportunity that was presented. In scope, I wouldn't undo anything. I wouldn't change anything about how that went because of what we just laid out here. So anyway, let me see here. Now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gift, strength, passion, from those that call upon, generate, cast, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof the aforementioned ill will, intent, entity, thought form, and or pattern, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit, for cleansings, for blessings, for refortification in me, only me, hassle-free, no doubt, and no attachment except for, ta-da, all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Also sending out my appreciation for those that really do support me and that reciprocate equally, which inevitably means abundantly. Blessings be. And I hope you have a very, very good holiday if I do not see you from here to there. And what else do we want to say? I think that's it for now. Okay, so upon closing the portals in this reading, I sent all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine, with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout in light and love. I close the portals in this reading now.